Hey guys, Colby Blagan here, and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit different video, and I'm going to be showing you how to solve the beginner's method for the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Now, I think solving the 3x3 is the most important in all of the cubing world because once you solve the 3x3, there are very many similar algorithms for all these cubes you see back here. 2x2, you also use a lot of similar algorithms and steps to solve it, and same through the 4x4 and 5x5. And then same thing with even these shape mod cubes where it changes shape. So we're going to focus first on understanding the different parts of the cube. The first part is the centers, and there's different centers for each side, and they never change. Green opposite is always blue. Orange opposite is always red. Yellow opposite is always white. So let's get started. Next piece, there is the edges. The edges can be manipulated and changed, and same thing with the corners. So that's basically all the parts of the cube. Now let's get started and mix it up. Okay, so I finished mixing up the cube, and now it's time to start doing the first step. So the first step is also pretty simple and pretty self-explanatory. All you gotta do is make a symbol called the daisy, which is where you have the yellow center and you have your 4 white edges on each side. And there's no certain algorithms to do this. You sort of have to move things into place and just use your brain for a second. So like for instance, we have a white edge here and there's just an empty spot there. So easy, just put it up, right? And by the way, it's okay if those corners are like in the way or something, that's fine. But that's okay. Okay, so now we have another one here. And we can't put it here, because then it'd get in the way. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to, and you can't go like that, because then it'd move the yellow center out of the way and you break everything. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to move it down and bring it up to the middle. And so you have first 3 corners, first 3 edges of your daisy. Now let's find another one. So this one's easy because it's just on the bottom. And so it's right below this one. So all you have to do is go like that. So now let's say you have an edge that's like this. All you can do is just flip it up, swivel your daisy around, and put it up. And that's all you have to do. So now, congratulations, you finished the first step and easiest part of the Rubik's Cube. So now let's make the white cross. So the white cross also doesn't really have any algorithms. All you got to do is just put them on the other side, in the right, lined up with the right center. So just one at a time, go to each edge that is white on your daisy. So we'll start with this one. So you look at the white and you look at the color on the other side of the edge. So it's orange. So we're going to turn the bottom part of the cube until it lines up like that and makes a line. And then all you're going to do is flip it over to the white side. So see how these 4 pieces or 3 pieces are all correct, and then we'll do that with all the other edges. So that one's already lined up, that one's already lined up too, so we got lucky on that one. But if it was like over here, you know, you just flip it around until it got to blue and then flip it to the other side so it makes your white cross. You finished the white cross. Congratulations. Okay, so next step is we're going to put our white edge corners into here. So what you're going to want to do for this is you're going to want to get them all like that, so they're all here like that, so they're all in the corners like that. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at 2 edge pieces. So we got a red and a blue, and then you look for the corner that's red and blue too. So it's already right there, and you can't go like that because then it'd mess up that edge. So what you have to do is you have to move it out of the way, bring this up, put it in, and bring it back down. And there you go. You just put in your first corner, and then you just repeat that with all the corners. So as you see, you got a red and green. So we're going to find red and green. There it is. Bring it over here. Got to put it right there. Same thing as last time. Bring it up, move it out of the way, put it in, move it down. Then you could do another one, and see, this one's already down here, and it's in the wrong spot. So you can't just move it down here because then it messes up the edge. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to bring it up, move it out of the way, replace that back down. And then you have to put it right here because it's also blue and orange. But we can't we can't do what I've been showing you the last times because it wouldn't be in the right spot. So we gotta try something else. So what you gotta do is you gotta bring it up, so now it's back there, spin it out of the way, and bring the edge back down. And then it goes like that. And we can't do also what we did for the first two edges because it would go in the wrong spot. It would be twisted. So what you gotta do is you don't move it out of the way first, you just keep it there. And then you bring this up, and then it's already lined up to put in and spin down. And then we just got one last corner put in. So this is just like the last one. So you're gonna wanna bring it up, move it out of the way, bring this back down, and then it's right there. And then you bring this up, put it in, put it back down. And you know you did it right when you got the full white side, and you got this whole row lined up and make a T shape on each side of the same color. You just finished the first layer of your Rubik's Cube. Now it's going to start doing some algorithms, but that's where the fun starts. So you finished the first layer, and now what we're going to do is we're going to insert all these edges, all these 4 edges, so we can finish the first 2 layers of your cube. So first we're going to flip the white side to this side, so we have the yellow side in front of us. And now first we're going to find an edge that doesn't have yellow, so we can't use that one or that one. And so let's pick this one. So this one is red and green. So we are going to turn this top with the white side and, you know, all the other sides except yellow. We're going to turn it until it lines up with that color, so it makes a big T. And so now we're going to need to put this piece in here. So we're going to first turn it away from the target, and then we're moving it from left to right. So we're going to turn that, and then we're going to bring where we need to put it right here. We're going to bring it down, and then we're going to put our piece in right there. So now it's lined up, and then you can bring it back up, and it is lined up with that. Now we need to fix the white side because we just mixed it up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring this bar up really easily, move this white piece out of the way, bring this down, and put the white piece in, and then bring the bars all together. And as you see, we just did our first edge on that, and now you just have to do that for all the other edges. And as you see right here, these edges are swapped, but that's okay because then you could just take one of these random pieces and you can put it in for it and then put it back in. So let's do another one so you guys can get the hang of it. So we got a red and blue one, so we're going to turn it to the red, so it makes a big T. Now we're going from left to right, not right to left. So we're going to turn it to left, away from the target. Then we're going from left to right. Then we're going to bring this down, put our piece in, and bring it back up, and then fix the white again. Move it out of the way, bring the center down, put it in, put it back up. And then you just did another one. So now we got this one that just got thrown out of there. So now we can do this one. So as you see, it's going from right to left. So we're just going to turn it away, right to left, bring it down for us, put it in, bring it back up, and then fix our white. Which you already know the drill for, so I figure you already know that. And so we still got this swapped one. So like I said before, you can just take a random one and just do the algorithm again. And then the edge should be out for you to put back in. So as you see, it's right there. We've got our blue and orange, so we're going to put it right there. And then insert it like all the other ones. And then fix the white. And then there you go. You just finished the first 2 layers of your cube. Now we're going to start on the yellow cross, just like we did on the white side, but a little bit different. We got some algorithms, so get ready. So since we're going to start doing algorithms pretty soon, I'm going to tell you what the different algorithm signs mean. So if I say front, that means front clockwise. So as you see, it is turning in a clockwise motion like that. And then it's the same thing for right. So if I said right, then you turn it like this. As you see, when I did that, it went clockwise. And then if I said front prime, that means turn the front side counterclockwise. So it's pretty easy. So all you do is just turn it however I say it. And then right prime. Then there's also U and U prime, which I see is just clockwise or counterclockwise. And then we're also going to do back and back prime. And back is just like this, because if you were to flip it over to this side, it would be turning in a counterclockwise motion if I said back. So when I say back, it's actually kind of backwards. As you get at, because when I say back, you flip it like this, and even though from the front it looks like it's going counterclockwise, that's actually the same for clockwise. So back prime would be that way, and back would be that way. So let's get started with the yellow cross. So the first case that you can have is called the dot. And this one is where there's just one yellow dot in the middle and there's nothing on the outside touching it. So what you're going to want to do with this one is you're just going to want to do this algorithm. Front, right, up, right prime, U prime, F prime. As you see, it finishes up the bottom again, and you have another algorithm that you're going to have to do to get the yellow. And this is the one you're going to get before you get the yellow cross, and it's called the hook. And you know you have the hook when you see some sort of pattern, backwards L like this, that makes a little empty space like this, and then you're always going to want to put it in the top left-handed side of the top. So as you see, when I got the hook, I immediately put it up there, so we have the little L up here in this corner. And then when you do that, you're going to want to do this algorithm. Front, up, right, up prime, right prime, front prime. And so as you see, we got the yellow cross, so that's great. So another case you can have with making the cross for the last layer is called the bar, and it's when you have 3 yellow pieces going across the middle. So an algorithm you can do for this is basically the same thing as the hook. So I'm just going to do it fast for you, but it's this algorithm, and I'll put it up on the screen for you, and then as you see we already have the hook again, and then you can just do that algorithm again, and then you have your cross. So now we're on to the very top, finishing the top yellow part. And you know when you have this case, you're close to finishing the yellow side because you have this formation called the fish, and you have this yellow piece down in the corner facing you. And so when you get the fish, you always want to point it so the fish is going to the bottom left side. And then you're going to do this algorithm. Right, up, right prime, up, right, up 2, right prime. And as you see, we finished the entire yellow side, and now it's time for a thing called OLL, orientation last layer, which is where we're going to do, permutation last layer, PLL, which is where we get all these little edge pieces lined up in the correct spots. So now we're going to move on to that. But first I'm going to show you a couple more cases on how you finish the yellow side. So another case you can have is where it's just a yellow cross like that. And all you're only going to do is you're going to get a side where there's just 2 yellows like this and flip it like that. So both these are away from you. And then you just do your algorithm again. And then you have your fish like I just showed you. Another case you can have during the yellow cross is something that looks similar to this, where there is 2 corners paired and 2 that are not. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find the one that has a yellow piece right there. So as you see, we have it right there, and then you just do the algorithm that you would do during the fish. And look at that, we already got the fish. So then you do this twice, like I said. Another case you can have is when you have your cross and 2 up here. I like to call this the building, because it looks like a building. So what you're going to want to do is, if they are permutated, so the yellows are on each side, you're going to want to go to this side, okay, and then you're going to want to do the same algorithm that I showed you for the fish. But I'm just going to turn the corners really fast so I can show you. Let's say that they were turned like that. If they were turned like that, don't turn to this side, just stay on the front side and do the same algorithm that I just showed you. And so you see we have the fish, and I said that if the yellow piece was on this side and not this side, you just do the algorithm that I just taught you twice. So we did it once, and now the fish thing got turned, and so we just do it one more time. And then we finished the top. So let's move on to this layer. So for this layer, first you're gonna want to get so all the sides look like this. So there is the correct color, and maybe one missing color, 3 or 4 missing or mispermutated colors in the edge pieces. And then we'll use an edge pairing algorithm to put them back and solve the cube. So the algorithm to get all the edges just like this edge, you're going to want to take whatever edge is close to being done or is done. So we wouldn't want to use this side or this side or this side, because none of them, and this one wouldn't work because you'd have to have a green on each corner. So just like this. It would look just like this, or it was all red. And you'd put it in the back and line it up with the color, and then you do this algorithm. So you're going to do right prime, front, right prime, back 2, right, front, prime, right prime, back 2, right 2. And then as you see, we lined up all the corners, and now we just have to do our last algorithm, which is the edge pairing. So for the last step of the cube, you're going to want to look at the edge colors and find out which way the edges need to be turned to be solved. So as you see for this case, the green needs to go here, the orange needs to go here, and the red needs to go here. So that means we need to do a counterclockwise algorithm for edge pairing. And I'll show you in a little bit, but there will be also a different algorithm for counterclockwise edge pairing, and there will also be one for if they are opposites. So the one for counterclockwise is right, up prime, right, up, right, up, right, up prime, right prime, up prime, right 2. And as you see, you have officially solved the cube, and now we're going to quickly just get on to some other cases you can have on the last layer. So here we go. And if you get the case where there is no matched edges for the last layer like this, then you'll just do the algorithm that I show right here twice. So this is for the clockwise motion for the last edge pairing. So this is the algorithm you're going to do to solve it. Right 2, up, right, up, right prime, up prime, right prime, up prime, right prime, up, right prime. So as you see, guys, if you've already done it, that's amazing. Good for you. Nice job. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please request which one I should do next. I have more coming too, and I think maybe you could request some cubes I could get, and then maybe attempt to solve or something. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment too if you want to leave some suggestions. Thank you for watching. See ya.